Alrighty. Here I am, quickly trying to conclude the part two of who I am, or who does she think she is. For the viewers out there, it's a part two of an introduction of myself and the reason for this blog and who I really am. And in part one, I basically talked about how this came about, always having something to say, always opinionated. And I really am proud of who I am. I am proud of where I've come from. I'm looking forward to the journey ahead. And this is, for me, a platform to express how I feel about certain things. And I'm just hoping that perhaps it will allow dialogue between more people of this country, civil dialogue. One thing that I hope that instead of just creating the dialogue is that it'll help heal some of the hurt that still exists. I know that is true for me personally in many aspects. There are many things about our past that we still need to talk about, that we are afraid to talk about, that we are afraid of talking to each other about. And if we can allow platforms and places where people can feel safe to talk about these things, and that there is an end goal to help motivate us to get there. We know that the objective is there, and it must be greater than our journey. So anyway, enough of this spewing of philosophy. I just wanted to talk about who I am. My name is Zahida. That's my given name. I'm also known as Z. My Xhosa name given to me in 1990 is Kholeka. And most of the back of house staff where I work all calls me Kholeka. And most people, when they hear me or respond, or the staff talks to me and I turn around and respond, who's Kholeka? Duh, it's me. You've been working with me for 5 years. You don't know my Xhosa name is Kholeka. Anyway, as with my name, I have different personalities. There are different sides to me. Zahida is a name, or is my given name, but I've never really even used it. I forgot to say I'm also Zaida. And I quite like Zaida, but it's so weird hearing it. I never use it anymore. As the stages of my life grows, or as I have metamorphosized, wow, as I've grown and changed. Sometimes we just don't need to use the big words, do we? But as I've grown and changed, I've also taken on different sides and different personalities of myself. And at that time, Zahida is a beautiful name. It's a name you hardly ever hear. And I was wondering where my mother and my father came up with that name. But I never grew up with Zahida. I grew up with Zaida. Somehow they've changed Zahida to be Zaida, and it was the more comfortable. That was my being a youngster into teenage years. I was known as Zaida, and in Hanover Park, that's where I was known as Zaida. When I got to the working world, I tried Zahida, but it was so difficult. It was like 3 syllables, Zahida. But it worked, and I used it for a very short time. And then I went to America. And at the time of 9/11, and at the time of being in a different environment where everything is just, quick and easy, I came up with Z. And it was lovely. I like that identity of me as well. And Z is like, each one of my names has a different personality. And if I think about it, Zaida is, Hanover Park, and didn't really know much, and comfortable and young and innocent and all of that. Zahida was the, more adult and coming into myself and taking responsibility, and, that's Zahida. Z was fun, was America, was North America, South America. I was the adventurer, I was river rafting, I was hang gliding, I was mountain biking, I was horse riding. I was doing all these exciting things, skydiving, parachuting out of planes, and paragliding over, the mountains in Venezuela. And that was Z, that was the fun part of me. And then Kholeka. Kholeka is obviously my identity given to me in terms of the back of house staff. And I like that name. I like the fact that when I speak to Xhosa people, I give them that name. It gives me a certain affinity and a certain respect that I get from them. And each one of these personalities is wrapped up in this as well. I'm a Muslim, I'm a woman, I'm all of those things. I'm outspoken, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt, I'm a friend, I'm all of those things. And there's nothing for me in doing this other than getting pleasure out of doing it, hearing that people like what I do and people respond to it. So I'm doing it basically, number one, for myself. Let's put that out there. Let's be frank. Okay, this is a narcissistic world we live in, a world of selfies, a world of self-indulgence, a world of all of that. So yes, right from the get-go, I'm doing this for myself because it makes me feel good. It's all about me, 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 yes. But at the end, I'm also hoping that it can be projected through this medium further than just me, that it can bring about change, that it can bring about dialogue. I've always been about that. That most people know about me. So I hope you'll enjoy this journey with me. There's a lot more that I can say about myself, but it really isn't necessary because what you need to know is also on my Facebook page. It's there. I have thousands and thousands of pictures. You don't have to spend all that time there. But I just wanted to have a brief, this is who I am, kind of introduction to myself, giving you a more personal insight into who I really am, and hoping that you like what you see. So follow my blog, follow what it is. I hope you like the way I see it. Please keep watching. And let's be frank, we all want a little bit of more of what is out there. So if you want more, please join me and keep watching.